How are you?
Good. Urban, Jamal.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Uh, did we lose Tasha? Oh, there she go. Okay, cool. All right, so we'll go ahead and get started, everybody. I guess we gotta hit that record button.
I got it. You good?
Okay, cool. All right, so welcome everybody. This is our weekly travel discussion. Just a forum to really, help grow our businesses, discuss new clients, roadblocks, any kind of success stories, testimonies, just anything that's going to help grow our business. So we do a lot of marketing, not any really, sometimes we do it not really vendor specific information. Definitely no quote unquote vendor training, but we just want to, want everybody to win pretty much. That's the ultimate goal. So each week we start first 15 minutes or so with testimonies between now and our last session, which was last Thursday. We had an awesome session to open up the year last week. We talked about wave season and getting ready for wave season, which is a very detrimental period of time in your travel business for the first quarter of the year, as far as growth and generating some revenue and momentum. So if you didn't get the playback, be sure to go on the T&E Travel Agent Group and hear that. But we're going to start off with you in a noisy background. Just please remain muted out. But any volunteers, if you want to share any information, testimonies, anything you learned, any site inspections, ship inspections, film trips, roadblocks, even if you lost a client, anything you may learn. So the floor is open. Anyone? Well, I'll start off. Not really a testimony, but, it's been a lot of between the last week with, the Iran issues, Iraq. There was a plane that went down. Was it today, right? As well, we have the fires in Australia, earthquakes in Puerto Rico. So it's good to stay up on the current events and what's going on around the world, because a lot of these things definitely do affect the industry that we're in, which is travel and tourism. So you definitely want to have the facts. You're going to see a lot of information out there. Some may be false, some may be accurate, some may be 100% accurate, some may have half of the information. But we definitely want to make sure that we're sharing, if we do share information, that is, from a reputable source. Keep an eye on emails as well, especially if spam folders. We get a lot of email communication from different vendors and suppliers around this time of year, as far as events, fam trips, webinars, but also communication regarding these issues that are going on across the globe. So just wanted to share that. Anyone else want to share anything?
Yeah. Hey, Maurice, it's Jamal. I know that stuff that's going on in Iran affected one of my group trips that was going to Egypt and where was that? Egypt and Greece. So they kind of up in the air. Also, I had my cousin ask me for about 15 quotes. I'm exaggerating, just to only tell me she's gonna use somebody else. But I had to understand that you can't take it personal. It is business. But I just hope it all works out for her. And also, I've never been this busy before in my life when it comes to booking travel. I can't even market on Facebook because I'm quote group. So wave season has really been good for me, and I think guys, we got to utilize the seed planting. I always tell plant, and when it comes to harvest, you've been in a situation like maybe a few of us are, where we just extremely busy. Like, I'm so busy, I don't even have time to take phone calls sometimes. So that's all I want to share.
Good stuff. So your cousin used you to get some information out of you.
Well, here's the deal. I heard a webinar yesterday, podcast, and it's about sales. And you want to fall in love with the no's. You have to. Because a fast no is better than a maybe yes, and a whole lot better than 100 forever. I can't remember how he said it, but it kind of made sense because you want people to tell you no. You want them to tell you no fast. You don't want to have people sitting on the fence not taking action. So it was a good thing because as soon as that one fell out, I had three more that jumped back in. That
Drop right in, huh? Yeah. Always happens that way.
Always
happens that way.
Good evening. And sorry, go ahead, Mari.
Oh, no. I was going to say, if anybody else, go ahead.
Well, I wanted to just share. I did a group birthday trip. So it had to have been 3 years ago. How long have I been in Kentucky? So 3 years ago. And there's one young lady that in that group every year she sends me a text message asking me to put a group together or put a trip together for her and her husband. And she was one of the guests on the trip 3 years ago. So just when you're putting those trips together, you're building relationships with individuals, not just with the person that contacted you to put the trip together, but the others that are traveling as well. So and then I had a former business partner that reached out to me to put a trip together for a friend of hers. So I'm not as busy as Jamal, but I'm getting there.
Oh, it'll come. Trust me, it'll come. When it comes, get ready. I wasn't ready.
Yeah, it's coming. Like you said, plant those seeds. Anybody else? We still have about 8 minutes. Anybody else want to share? I see some names on here that have some good testimonies from the past week. Nobody? Okay, I'll share again. So, speaking of planting seeds, I have acquired 2 new clients today. Both were referrals. One is a referral from what I call a loyal client. Actually, both are loyal clients. Both do a trip every year with me. One does a group trip every year. The last trip was a group of 16 people this past summer. So actually, I received 2 referrals from that person this in the past 7 days, and one was a 28-day hotel stay. The other one is a family is taking a trip to Maldives for a wedding in a few months. So referrals are key. I can't stress enough. I would say majority of your business is going to come from some form of referral. And I always say referrals is also people leaving recommendations and reviews on your services, as well as sharing content on social media, because they're selling your brand for you. So, anybody else?
Hey, Maurice. Go ahead. Oh, you go ahead.
Oh, we got time for that's Jolyn, Denise, and Nikki. Denise?
Oh, yes. Hi. Just wanted to talk about when prices go down, or if you have a group, always check your prices. I'm leaving next month to Thailand with the group. And when I did the group, initially I did it with Group Air, and it's always higher, when you first do it with the Group Air. So I checked the prices about 3 weeks ago, and the prices went down for the air about $600 per ticket. And so I reached out to the vendor, which is, for this one, I'm using Gate One, and they they said, well, if we take it out of the group, if we change it, it's going to be $100 a person. So initially when you hear that, you're like, okay, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to cancel. So I'm like, well, wait a minute, let me do the numbers. So when I did the numbers, I was like, go ahead and charge me $100 per person, because I'm still saving my clients $500. So basically I took the $100 per person fee, because everybody had full paid, and they redid the tickets under the new price, which was lower, and everybody's being refunded $525.
That's awesome.
So you gotta know your numbers. So sometimes when they say it's gonna be a penalty, we run when we hear the word penalty, but sometimes the numbers, even with the penalty, work in your favor.
So Denise, let me ask you this: is there a certain like, do you have a certain timetable that you check the rates for your groups, whether it's a cruise, airfare, or hotel, or do you just periodically check it, or?
I check all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, because I knew prices for Thailand should have been lower. Well, when we initially booked it, because it was so far in advance, but I know normal prices, or you can get to Thailand round trip for $500, $600 out of San Francisco. So I knew, I just kept checking and kept checking and kept checking. But I do that even for my carnival groups. I just keep checking, because Carnival will send you email saying that there's a sale. So whenever I get an email from Carnival and they say it's a 48-hour sale, I go in and check my groups and see if the group rate has gone down.
Good information. Thanks for sharing that. That's good.
Thank you. I'm going on mute now.
Hey, Maurice, this is Elisa. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, Lisa. How you doing?
I'm hanging in there. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. I'm sorry, I was trying to get in the quiet spot. But I totally agree with what Denise said. I was listening as I was trying to get to be a little quiet area. Double checking on those groups, especially with cruise lines. That's a huge one. They always tend to go down. It's not like Carnival Cruise Line or any of the cruise lines will give you an email or a heads up. That's what you probably pay more. But definitely check on your groups to make sure, or to see rather, if those prices have gone down. And a lot of times too, what people don't understand is just because you book at one rate, that doesn't mean that you can't get it lower, prior to the departure date. And a lot of times though, when you book in advance, it's great, but sometimes like for 48-hour sales, a better rate may come available. But as far as the last 7 days, a lot has occurred. What I started doing in 2020 was all of the groups that I have, which is a lot of work, I have started sending weekly updates, weekly reminders of not just payments, but any and every little thing, even if it's passport reminders. And what I tend to notice is that triggers people that want to travel during the summer on their own personal family, maybe a smaller trip. But out of the 3 big groups that I have, I've gathered 6 more groups from those 3 big groups. For an example, I have someone that's traveling with me going to Cancun to Planet Hollywood in June. She called me and she said, hey, a couple of my girlfriends want to go to Cabo in December. Okay, cool. I'm thinking 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 ladies already booked. And she's going to Cancun with me in June, and then she's going on an all-girls trip. I only know one. She knows the other 15. They're going to Cabo. The same thing happened with someone that's traveling to Greece. She contacted me and said, hey, I think I want to do a birthday cruise in June. Okay, let's do it. And she got together 20 of her friends. They put down deposits ASAP. So a lot of times, other groups may come out of groups. Just be mindful of that as you continue your booking. That's all I have for tonight.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks. So, I mean, everyone sees a consistent message as far as referrals. So I think that's a form of referral as well. You have that initial point of contact with someone. You book a group of people, and then all of a sudden you gain, more clients. So it's just like we said, planting seeds, and then you just see your client base just keep growing and growing and growing. So all you have to do from that point is just deliver on a level of service, a certain level of service, and you're gonna, keep locking these people in. Was it Nikki or Jolene that wanted to share?
It's Nikki. I had something.
Go ahead, Nikki.
Okay. So hey everybody. So I picked up 3 clients this past week, probably on Friday, pretty much all on Friday and Saturday. I've got a 30th wedding anniversary couple going to the Senegal, and then I'm going to add in a safari excursion in another country onto that. And kind of like when I think it was Jamal was, when you all were talking about the stuff that's going on, like Iraq, Iran, things like that. I was looking at the State Department website, which is something to kind of do periodically, and look to see what countries are at, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Some countries are at 2, Iraq, Iran. There's a few other countries like Venezuela. There are at 4, means do not travel there. So we're kind of looking at that last night and seeing like what's going on in some countries. So, but it's okay. A few of the countries that I want to send them to that I'm thinking about besides the Senegal, it's okay for them to travel to. So I just want to make sure that, that's good. So that's always a tidbit to keep in mind, making sure that, everything is good in that country before you send your clients. I did pick up another client that is, she called me, she's celebrating her 40th birthday this year, and she wanted to go to Vegas. And so I qualified her. So I was asking questions about her trip. What did she want to do? Where does she pretty much stay when she travels? How many people are going, things like that. So it's kind of a multi-generational group where her mom or aunt wants to go and her age group. And so basically by the end of the conversation, I had her thinking about going to Cancun. And the budget was the very last question that I asked her, because I qualified her and asked her what kind of hotels and what kind of experience that she wanted. And I really felt like going to the Caribbean and an all-inclusive resort was really going to give her what she needed. And so I kind of was talking to her about going to Cancun, and she's very open to that. And it ended up being in her price range. And then I attended the Cocktails with Cabo event a couple of nights ago with Vacation Express. And I was talking to the sales manager and asking him, I was like, hey, I've got a client that wants to go. And he was like, look at, he gave me hotels for, for Cancun. And then he also suggested Dominican Republic, just because of, everything that's been going on. Their prices are really low right now. So, and it actually ended up being a couple of hotels were actually cheaper in Dominican Republic than it was in Cancun. So I'm going to throw in that as well. So everything was pretty much equally priced. So I'm going to throw in those options for her, just to kind of see, what she wants. But I think she's kind of like, I don't think I want to go to Vegas, because I've got her thinking we need to get stamps in the passport book. So, and we've got plenty of time to, to get it together, because she's going to have more fun in the Caribbean, which is what she really wanted to do, but it's hurricane season. And so we'll make sure we get some insurance, and I think she'll be good to go. That's it.
Good stuff. Great
Hey, this is
testimonies.
Jolyn.
Go ahead, Jolene.
So I had posted a group trip on my page, and it wasn't taken off that well. So then I boosted the post on Facebook, and I got a person interested, which it'll be 6 couples from Oklahoma, from Tulsa, Oklahoma, and 1 from Kansas City, that want to go the same dates to Cancun to Planet Hollywood. Well, she said Planet Hollywood or somewhere else, but she liked the prices and what I posted. So, a little time passed. This morning, the lady sends me a message at 5 something, and I'm up. She said, call me when you get a chance. So I called her, and she's like, I just wanted to make sure you were a real person, because this ad just popped up on my timeline. So she said, we want to book it because it's her birthday trip. So just getting it out there sometimes, marketing, spending a little, sometimes people say they don't spend money, but when you're getting it off the ground, I don't think it hurts to invest in your business. And then I also had someone that came to my house, and we just talked about travel a lot. And I never met this person that came with a friend of mine. I booked them on a cruise. And then she said, I want to go to Barbados in October. But then she messaged me and said she wants to go to Hawaii. Her and her family, like her brother, his wife, and a few other people are going. they're going November 28th. And I'm like, okay, well, they're going to take a Hawaiian cruise, probably fly to Hawaii. They're actually taking a 15-day Hawaiian cruise out of San Diego. And she messaged me tonight, and she still wants to do her group girls trip to Barbados in October. So sometimes just networking and relationships will sell itself. And I also, the class reunion that I booked for last year was a headache, but I've got a lot of potential clients out of it, and they gave me, you know, good reviews, even the headache, you know, problem kids, as you call them. So I'm booking them another cruise, even though it's for next year. We're going to go ahead and start booking and taking money this year. So I'm ready.
That's good stuff. Wave season, planning ahead as well. And that's a perfect segue because, you know, Jolyn did a boost on Facebook, and I can guarantee if you know, if her brand wasn't presented in a professional manner, then, you know, be honest, who's going to trust that? A total stranger, you know, to pick up the phone and call the contact number, or even take the time to click on that link or that post to you know, get more information about travel. So that's perfect because that's what we're actually discussing tonight. We're going to discuss third-party resource. You know, we talk about those a lot that you can use to create media content that'll help market your business. So I'm gonna get out the way. Jamal, do you want to add anything?
No, I'm going to piggyback off what Jolyn said. You know, marketing doesn't cost you money. Marketing makes you money.
Yep. That's true. It's an investment. Investment's not always financial either.
Oh yeah, you got to have that time equity, you know, sweat equity.
Yeah, definitely.
Financial equity.
Definitely. So we're going to take a step back and let Ms. Tasha Williams give us a wonderful demonstration of this cool tool that I know I personally use a lot. I know Jamal, I know you use it. I know a lot of people use this tool, but we're going to let her show us how to really use it. So Tasha, are you ready?
Yes, I think I'm ready.
All right, floor is yours.
Good evening. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining this evening. I'm going to take a moment and just kind of go through using the platform Canva. I am a graphic designer, and I know that I have a lot of people that are in business for themselves, and they feel that my prices are out of their price range when it comes to flyers, designing the business cards, designing the websites, and things of that nature. And I understand that. I get that, especially when you're just starting. And I use Canva, but I don't use Canva. I use Canva for so whenever I want to do a quick Instagram post or something to post really quickly on Facebook, but to design the flyers that I design, I don't. I either use Illustrator or Photoshop. And just to kind of show you all, bear with me a moment. Some of that's the wrong account. Sorry, y'all. Some of the designs that I have done I apologize, guys. So just to kind of give you, are you all able to see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So these are just some of the flyers that I've designed, either for myself or for other individuals. So when it was marketing my business itself, just putting something up quick just to kind of grab people's attention. So these are just some that I did myself. And so what I wanted to do, I don't have anything outlined, so I want you all to give me the information, and I'm going to walk you through how to use Canva to design your flyers. So I know we talked about cruises. So typically in using Canva, when I say it's very user friendly, it is as far as templates that they have a lot of good templates that you can use to, you just pull the information, replace it with your own information. It's very simple to use. And I do want to ask if y'all have questions, if it's something you all want to see done, please, don't take a moment and interrupt and ask the question or ask me to show you, because I don't mind. So business cards, resumes, brochures, invitations, to book covers. So this is a tool. So I know Alyssa's always said that she's one of those ones that she's not creative when it comes to this type of stuff, but Canva is a tool that the creativity is already there for you. So it's just a matter of changing the information out and making it yours. So let's, for this one, you want to use this template. It's just, you click the use, and you can plug in any of your information that you want to plug in. If you want to put your name, they have different font combinations that you can use. So somebody give me the name of their business.
Don't nobody want a free flyer made? Free
I wasn't
posts,
gonna say anything.
free content.
Travel for fun.
So on this particular flyer, and I neglected to share, when I first pulled it, when I first came on, there were color schemes that were up, and that's one thing that I did want to share with you all. If you don't have a color scheme already for your business, they have different websites out there that you can go out and see just what colors actually go together, what colors complement each other's, and you always want colors that do complement each other. You don't want to put contrasting colors up. You want colors that are going to complement each other. So like your purples and your greens, your purples and your raspberries, your black and your gold. Being that we're in travel, you want to go with colors that are soft, and so you like your blues, your turquoise, those that are going to make people feel relaxed. So you can also Google what colors mean. So like your reds are your fire, your blues are your calm. So you want to make sure that you Google what colors mean. So when you're selecting colors, you're selecting colors that will go hand in hand with what you're trying to present.
So
Jamal, do you have
quick question when you say about the colors? I think that speaks a lot, because when you go look at cereal, for example, if you go to Walmart and you look in eye level, all the cereals they want you to buy, don't they have colors that catch your attention? I'm
Mm-hmm.
just using cereal for example. So that's a great way to use that to, I guess, play on the emotion of a client, potential client with those colors. Is that safe to say? Why you feel it's important to research those colors?
Yes, yes, it is. Because you want something that's going to grab people. So I'm going to go back to the template. Sorry. Okay. So automatically, the system generated black. So black up against this background would not be a color I would select. But what color would some of you all select?
If I was doing that, I don't know, Tasha. I mean, I'm not really into graphics like you are, so I know it's gonna make more sense for you to pick the color.
I would do like a dark, maybe like a dark turquoise.
On an orange.
So
Today is a good day for blue.
I bet it is. Oh, happy Founders Day.
Oh,
yeah,
thank you.
Founders Day.
Mm.
Okay, so someone said orange. I don't see a turquoise. But so if you want to change your fonts, you just click on so this is what it looks like with orange, which is not bad as a color. I wouldn't have thought. I mean, I would have gone with the white, and that's just me. But I like the orange better. But this gives you an opportunity to play around with different things in different colors. You can always add colors, and you can add colors by having the, let's see if we type in turquoise. Okay. Is that, no, okay. So there's turquoise. So that's what it looks like with the turquoise. So it kind of fades away or faded in the sky. Does anybody else have another color they want to try?
What about red? Is that too contrasting?
Let's see. So this red or a deeper, darker red, or your crimson red?
Like a crimson red. You know, J13 is coming up.
Yes, I do. Okay. So I would go more so with the Forever Red. So that was not bad either. So with this, I would even go and put my contact information.
And Tasha, this is free, right?
Yes. Yes. Let's see what.
And they probably have
So
tutorials
Canva's
on YouTube to show you how to use
they
it, right?
do. Yeah, and Canva has a tutorial itself within the program that will allow you to be able to go through and do, and get more acquainted with it. So let's say you don't want to use any of the templates, you wanted to create something on your own. Now, also, once you've created it, it's just a matter of going up and you're content with how it looks. You want to go ahead and start posting it. on social media, you can download it. It's going to download into either format that you select. It suggests a PDF, but you can also download it into a JPEG. Now, on this particular one, it says all pages. So, and I didn't look at that when I was here. I mean, when we pulled it up, but so this was a postcard. So it gives you the front and back. So this would be the front of the postcard. This would be the back of it.
So
I
you could take
apologize.
that. You could take that and go to somewhere like Kinko's, get some printed out, and use them at a vendor stand or something like that, right?
Exactly. Exactly. So for this one, you could put, your logo, your information on the front of it. So let's say you have your own logo and you wanted to upload it, you wanted to put it on your image. So you can always go to uploads. Upload an image. So upload in your images folder, and then all you do is you click on it and place it exactly where you want to place it. If you want to put your, and I'm just using what I know I have easy access to. I'll have to go and search for my logo because I did some file rearranging and my logo is not where it's supposed to be. So I have to go and find it again. But if you have your logo, you want to place it on the front of the postcard you hang. So let's say you don't want to post the back of it. You don't want to print the back of it, and you don't want to save the back of it. You can always select the trash, and it'll delete that page. Or you want to keep it as is, you can always download it and then change the number of pages. So you just want to download page 1, and that's what it'll do. It'll download just that page.
Quick question. Armar want to know, is it available for iPhone use?
It is. There is an app. I've not used it on the iPhone, but there is an app for it.
So you can use this on your phone too?
Yes.
Yeah, I use the app every day.
Yeah.
That's what you call being smart with your phone, huh?
Yep.
Yeah. So when it downloads into a PDF, this is what this is how it downloads. And like I said, you can download it as a JPEG as well. Yeah. So,
I have a question. So
yeah.
you could use the so like you have the image of the cruise ship. You can use that for your background instead of the Western than what they have.
Yeah. So wait a minute. I'm sorry. I did not mean to do that. I apologize, Nikki. So let me go back and I'll show you. So let me just pull this one in. So everything that's here, everything that's on this flyer, you can move it, you can delete it. So let's say I wanted to move this, I could move it. Let's say I didn't want it, I could just select it and hit delete to remove it. So anything that's up here is removable. Especially on their templates, you can remove whatever's there and input what you want to put in. So where my uploads were, I could go in, put the the cruise ship. And just go in and add text. So, what is Alyssa's, what is it, the Bestie Cruise? Is that the cruise that
Yeah,
that
it's the
she
Betsy
normally
cruise.
does?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
she might be at the she might be tied up right now.
I got you. Thanks. So let's go with, and you can always change the size of the font as well, just by using this drop down. You want it larger, you can make it larger. Stretch it out. You can fix the spacing of it.
And Tasha, you said this is free,
Yes.
so you don't have to pay that monthly subscription that I saw?
No, you don't have to. They have
Oh,
different versions. So I have two different versions. Um, I have, so this is the free version. So this is what your version would look like, but I also have the Canva Pro. And the Canva Pro is what I do other designs in. And so yeah, you don't have to pay the subscription. I think in the link, it allows you either 14 to 30 days of a free trial of the Pro. And if you choose not to go with Pro, it just converts to just the standard free version of Canva.
What is
you
the
said
biggest difference between the pro and the free version?
So the biggest difference is what's available. So in the Pro, you have access to more templates, and so let me see if, give me 1 second. Let me see if I can pull it up so that you can see exactly what the difference is. Did somebody have a question in the chat? I saw the light flashing.
No, nobody had a question.
Okay.
Armand asked about the iPhone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Did we lose Tasha?
No, I'm still
Oh,
here.
okay, okay.
I was trying to pull the other one up so that I could so I have so this is the Pro version. And so I have designs in here that I've done for clients. In both versions, you're able to create folders. So I have a template folder. So these are all the templates that I have. And when I say templates, so there's they're travel items that I designed. So if it's a bag, if it's a luggage cover, then I have the dimensions of the luggage covers in here. And so I have it already preset in here. So I just have to come in and just make a copy of it. And the reason I make a copy is so that I don't lose what I already have, so as far as the template is concerned, because you can pull the template up, use the template, and save, and you've saved over the template that you created. Does that make sense?
Quick question. So
Yes.
if you don't have the Pro, would you be able to save your work, or you need the
Yes.
Pro to save your work?
Nope, you still be able to save your work. You will
It's
still
going
be
to
able
save
to.
me a lot of time.
So whereas this one, I started using this, so because I logged into the other one, it logged me out of the other one. So, it's just a matter of coming in. So when I save, so this automatically, if I save it, it'll download, and it'll download to my computer. So when I go to the folder for downloads, it's here. So I can just, at this point, just upload it to wherever I want to upload it to. So if I wanted to upload it, save it as a JPEG and upload it to Facebook, Instagram, any of those platforms. Also, you have elements, and so let's say that you wanted to, to create something that had, some type of background to it. So, for instance, raindrops. I don't like those raindrops. I like these raindrops. So I can come in here, duplicate it, and just to the point where I have so I'm creating a background that I can save over, write over, whatever the case may be. You can position your whatever it is that you put to wherever it is that you want it to go on the image. So for that particular element, I pushed it to the back so that I could delete the wording. Okay. All right. So it's just a matter of duplicating what I want. And then, so let's say I wanted these to be a different color. I wanted it to be, I wanted it to be orange. Then I can come in here and just select it and change the colors of them. So, I mean, I really like it. So for anybody that, doesn't have access to the other tools that I mentioned that I use, I like Canva. Just to go in and play around and make different designs and things of that nature. You also have photos in here that you can use. You can just type in the search bar what it is that you want. If you want it to show all the free items, just select free and it'll show you all the free items, because there are elements, photos, and fonts in here that you can purchase, as well as backgrounds. But if you just wanted to show the free ones, and if there are any photos related to travel, all the free images that are related to travel will come up.
It is some good stuff, Tasha, by the way.
Oh yeah, definitely good stuff.
Yeah.
Very powerful tool to use.
Yeah. And so let's say, if you wanted to put an image on, let's say if I wanted to put an image on this, then it's just a matter of just plugging it and putting it there. But like I said, I thoroughly enjoyed it. And it wasn't something that I had played around in it before, but I didn't play around in it as much because I was used to using Illustrator, Photoshop, InDesign, all of those programs. But when one of my clients introduced me to an idea that she had, it opened my eyes to utilizing this tool. Does anybody have any questions? Anything they want to see?
Yeah, I got a question. So when you make all these flyers, like I know you and I have done business in the past, this is what you use, or you was using Photoshop?
No, I was either using Photoshop or Illustrator.
So is this your main tool now, or you still kind of go between all three?
No, so if you were to call me and ask me to put a flyer together, I would typically go to Illustrator or Photoshop.
We're gonna do that one next.
I mean, we can. I mean, it's gonna have to be a 2-segment, but I mean, I don't mind. I mean, if
Or
you all
that'd be
want.
like four segments.
So, I
That's true.
just like to add, it's not that we don't have the resources, we just have to be more resourceful because this is a free tool. I mean, you just showed me some stuff. I mean, that'll definitely save me some time. Save me some time when I'm doing quotes because I like to add pictures on my quotes. But I notice every time I add pictures and I send the same property, I got to go back out and crop those pictures again. I don't have them saved. And I think this would be a great tool for me to already have like my Caribbean folder or my Europe folder of the property that I already want to send. Kind of cuts down on me having to go back on the internet and Google those pictures again. I feel like I'm doing the same thing over and over and over.
Exactly. So like the folders that I have saved, so I have, the college closet saved, but each one of the schools that's in the college closet has its own folder. So yes, I would definitely suggest creating folders and creating templates, and saving your templates as well, because I know when it's just so much easier for me. And then even with the fonts and the colors, let's see if I can go back to where it shows so your brand kit. And I don't know if this is available in the free version, but your brand kit, you can put your logo, you can put the different fonts that you are using, and then you can go in and those colors that you're constantly using. So at one point in time, I would have to go out, get the Pantone numbers for the colors, and come back and plug them in. But then I realized I can just go in and add these the brand colors myself and not have to keep going back and forth and adding them.
Well, good stuff, Tasha. I appreciate you taking time. Y'all give Tasha a shout out on Facebook. I think that's great that we have someone like this in our network that can, we can leverage to learn Canva. I mean, unless you can go out there and just do it on your own and, look at YouTube. And sometimes, a lot of us learn differently by watching others do it, because you may feel intimidated to go do it yourself. But, I tell anybody, just learn to learn and fall in love with just messing it up. Because when you're messing it up, you'll get better at it eventually, but don't let it intimidate you. Just go in here and just try it, even if you're just even if it's not related to your business, just know that you have a tool. Unless you want to call it Tasha, I'd rather just call it Tasha. I like to pay for mine, but I figure she's going to do me right. But if you don't want to pay Tasha and you don't want to pay anybody else, go in here and use this tool, get good at it. And if you get real good at it, you can start charging people, have another stream of income. How about that?
And then I would definitely say or suggest going out to YouTube, because I mean there may be some other aspects of Canva that I haven't that I didn't share this evening that may be useful to you all. But one, I would just make sure that your coloring complements each other, and two, I've always been one that believes less is best. Not having a whole lot of information on your flyers, and just sharing the, information that is going to grab your client's attention, or that's going to grab. You want to put something up and out that's going to, grab someone's attention. And I'm trying to get to the flyer that it just shared where it was. Let's see, flight deals, great deal to Aruba, from Charlotte to Aruba, starting at about $425, and this was just to grab someone's attention.
To create a lead, basically.
Yes. Yeah.
Now it's free too, right?
Yep.
YouTube free too, right?
It is. It is.
Guys, go use this free
And
stuff.
so a lot of the emails that I get, so for me to put this together, it was just, and I mean, I took my logo, I put it on, this was an image that I had of a plane in the clouds, and I just stuck the verbiage up there. But it was to grab someone's attention.
Do you have it? Can we see it?
Do I have what?
The image, the flyer.
Oh, y'all can't see my screen?
I don't think you want to share what you're sharing right now. There's some personal stuff, like your bank account.
Is it really?
Yeah, I thought you knew this was up.
No, I didn't.
Hey,
You might want to hit that power button right quick.
Okay, hold on.
I'm just kidding.
Nah, you just had another screen up, Tasha. We just messed up.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, what do you see now?
Hold up, you made that in that Canva.
You can. This one I didn't, but you can.
That is nice. So what you should do is take that distant destination off and just send me that in my email. I'm in my messenger.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
and I'll tell you all this. The information was information I got out of an email that I received.
So you didn't ask for the email; it just came to you, and you just put it on a flyer.
Correct.
Well, y'all heard it from Tasha. Keep it simple, right?
Mm-hmm.
Anybody have any questions? Well, next week, I think all of us should make us a flyer and be able to share it on the panel next week. So, because we don't want to take this information and don't do anything with it. It's real easy to get on the call, get on the webinar, get on the Zoom, whatever, and listen and, don't practice what we teach. I'm not going to say I do. I'm not no saint. But it's like a muscle. If you don't use it, you lose it. So I appreciate it, Tasha. Anybody else have anything to say? Well, I want to thank everybody, and Tasha, thank you. Y'all give Tasha some hand claps in the comments. We appreciate it, Tasha, and we appreciate you. When I need a fly, I'm gonna call you. All right, that's okay.
That's fine.
What's your
I
hours?
thank you all for allowing me to use the.
I know you
Say
got
that
hours.
again.
Man. What's your hours? I know you got hours, man.
8 a.m. to 8 a.m.
Okay, that sounds good.
Don't nobody, everybody ain't got to know I don't sleep, Maurice.
But thank you guys. We'll have the recording up as soon as possible. And guys, just thank you so much, Tasha. We appreciate everything, lady. You keep doing your thing.
Thank y'all for having me.
All right. See y'all next week.